video. 14B is visible, yes.
Yes.
Yes, both of you are visible.
Just a second now.
Yeah. Judges, with your due permission, after this, can we take a tea break or you want to continue with some more rounds?
I think only five are remaining, so we should go ahead with all the five.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Good to go? Yeah, just a second. Yeah, I'm ready.
There's noise in the background.
Yes.
Is 16A or 15B? Yeah, now it's better. Yeah. Okay. Simran,
16A.
good to go?
Yes. Urja, take over. Yeah.
3, 2, 1, start.
Good afternoon to everyone present here. I'm 16A and I'm going to speak for the motion that is Expel the Dragon. Revenge is not always better, neither is forgiveness, but we have to take steps for nation and world peace. As China, the President Xi Jinping has made its policy clear that China is going to play a major role in the world politics. And it also been emphasizing that US dominance in the world will come to an end. But if not sole superpower, then at least US being one power bloc and China being another power bloc. This hunger of power has led China with head-to-head butting with US on trade. It recently got into an ugly trade with Australia. Then maritime and airspace incident with Taiwan and Vietnam has recently taken place. With India, it got into an worst border clash of recently. And also one of the great threat, which is cyber threat from China, is also diversing the conditions towards the destruction of the world peace. To stop all this, there is a great requirement of strong forces. Groups like G7 Quad is growing greater and even expanding. Like-minded countries have to come together and form great relation to act against it. This will not only bring down China and its influence, but will also change the very aspects of global relation, geopolitics, and humanity. What Chinese understand really very well is tit for tat. And that is what precisely we are unwilling to do. And because of this, we get into the neck all the time. India is a competent and a responsible nation. This very quality is going to help India to beat up China. It's time to get vocal for local. If not the if to achieve the greater goals, it is required small sacrifices. These small sacrifices by each and every individual will be mean nothing in front of the soldiers, great soldier sacrifice they made for us. Even countries like Singapore, Vietnam, Japan has become greater economies out of the worst economic situation. But still, India is not in a worse situation to bring out a solution out of this. Even foreign companies have more faith in recovery of Indian economy. Make in India, Digital India, Startup India will be of a great contribution towards the strengthening of national economy. But China's economy cannot be model for developing nations because even if a firm or a corporation is genuinely private, but still it have to bow down to the demands put to it by the state. It has also been accused of illegally artificially depressing the value of yuan. In India, China's goods are still entering through different countries by violating the rules of origin norms. China's gift to the whole world, COVID-19, has become a golden opportunity for India to rise to another level. If we don't change now, then we are going to change never. China has lost our trust and has breached our trust many a times. It has simultaneously carried out of internally weakening of India by leveraging social and political differences and also by playing psychological warfare through social media. On top of this, in Atmanirbhar Bharat, the contribution made in the defense sector is one of the best firm steps taken towards strengthening of Indian defense capability. Because India is not like 1962 anymore. India is one of the strongest and emerging nation in terms of trade and economy. It is becoming a rising superpower. It is becoming an alternative and competitive to China. It is building troops, strong troops along the borders, and is great and friendly relations. It has great and friendly relations with powerful countries. All of this is making China uneasy. This can be seen by the very attempt made in Galvan Valley and now in Peninsula Lake. Not only this, China is scared of India, of its growth and development, which will get in the way of China's rising. On top of that, in fact, long-term planning to block India has already been carried out. Like first strategy of string of pearls. Second, the China Pakistan economic corridor. Third, the tri-junction, the Doklam standoff. In fact, China has also worked against China has also worked against India of getting permanent seat at United Nations. The very reason why China is taking this step so confidently and so fearlessly. Yes, hello. Is taking this step. Okay, it's taking its steps so fearlessly and confidently because of its international status, a veto power, and its influence over the poor and financially struggling nation by taking advantage of their situation. The very tool to expel the China is the upgradation and reformation of these international bodies, and also reducing the dependencies on this China. So no economic power, no rising power. This will not only be a lesson to China and other countries, but will also keep a check on countries so that in future, no countries will again dare to destruct the world peace and endanger humanity. Thank you.
Thank you, 16A. 14B.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are. 16A, kindly switch off your mic, but keep your video on. Urja,
Yeah, just a second. Yeah, 14B, you can go in 3, 2, 1, start.
Good afternoon, one and all. I am 14B and I am here to present against the motion. So, first, I would like to share that in the middle of the battle between India and the COVID-19, we have to face another border issue regarding China and India, and that was regarding the line of actual control in Galwan Valley. And with that, the Indian troops were killed by the Chinese troops in such a clash, and anti-China sentiments started increasing all over the India, and it resulted into this boycott China movement started in the India. But and we also saw those Chinese products were burned and thrown down by our country. And but are we really in this position right now to do that or to expel China, and at what cost? So let me tell you that almost 9% of the imports, sorry, 9% of the exports we do to China, and 18% of imports from China. And also, as per the data published by the Ministry of Defense, the Ministry of Commerce, that our trade deficit is right now $53.57 billion with China, and which means it would be really difficult if we expel China. We have to face a very huge loss. And another main point is that India is the third largest pharmaceutical products provider in the world. But for that purpose, we need the raw materials, that is activated pharmaceutical ingredients. And as per the report published by Ministry of Fertilizers in Rajya Sabha, we import almost 68% of it from China. And also, I would like to mention this point. In the 90s times, we used to produce such APIs in our own country, but After that, China entered in the market and they were started to sell uh, APIs at a 40% cheaper prices than of our own country. And also China have the higher economies of scale as compared to India in such a regard. Let's keep aside that further ban. But right now, if we look at this current situation, are we really in this situation that all the Indians are ready to throw away already purchased books or goods and products? And also, one more question: we have so many long-term infrastructure projects going on with China or Chinese companies. Are we ready to shut it down? Because already the millions of investment have been already spent in such a projects. And one more long-term infrastructure project is that India and China have this agreement regarding introduction and expansion of 5G technology in India. So if we expel China, we would lose that opportunity because right now we are in the agreement with Huawei company and ZTE regarding the 5G expansion, and they have given ultimatum to us regarding their continuity of agreement. Another one question I want to raise: if we are considering expel China, then if we expel China, then who next? I mean, we don't have any other cheap alternative available right now in the market for such a purpose. If we look at the geopolitical side, we can see that India and China, these are the two major giants in the Asian continental, and US or even Western countries, they are afraid because they want to dominate the market right now. So that's why this this is the reason of political bitterness, as we can say, and China, US is using India to fight against China, and it is really difficult for China, for India, that we can't expel China right now. Another major thing is that startups. India's most of the notable startup, for example, Swiggy or Zomato, or we can say Paytm, they have the dominant Chinese investors. No doubt, there are other investors, but most of the investment is made by the Chinese groups, that is Alibaba Group and Tencent. So it would be really difficult because we have technology or we are ready to do this Make in India project. But right now we are facing really this huge problem of money, that we don't have enough funds. So for India is dependent on China regarding that. And as per the reports published by the Ministry of Commerce of China,
Two
that the
minutes
Chinese
remaining.
okay, the Chinese foreign direct investment in India is $8 billion in the year 2018 and 19. So we would also lose that. And one more point is that in 1991, the new economic policy of LPs, that is liberalization, privatization, globalization, was introduced in India to fight with the deficit we were facing, and also we wanted to maintain the high foreign exchange reserve. So if we are expelling the China, then we are actually making that policy uh, is not recognizable or just useless. And one more thing in rebuttal I want to say, as one of the opponents said regarding dumping of goods. So India and China both are the members of World Trade Organization, and just because China is selling products at cheaper price than domestic market products, it doesn't mean they are just doing dumping. No doubt, it sounds like a definition of dumping, but World Trade Organization has already made clear their point regarding that. And another one thing is banning of Chinese apps. So I want to clear that the apps are banned by the Section 69A of Information Technology Act because they were threatening the security and safety of country that suspiciously transmitting data located outside the India. They were banned because of the security reasons and not because just because they were Chinese apps. So it would be really useless to say that they were banned because they're Chinese. It has nothing to do with the China or some nationalism concept. So at last, I would like to say China and India both are the giants in Asia. So they both should uh, progress further with the cooperation amongst them, and it would lead economic, social, and uh, political and cultural bond between them. So at last, I would like to quote that since ancient time it is said that if you ever find a dragon, You shouldn't chain it up because it is fierce or it is powerful, aggressive. You just conquer it and rule the world. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you 14B and thank you 16A. You can